This redneck has gone liberal, and he's about to destroy Trump and all his followers with this video.
People ask me all the time, they said, Dixon, man, why are all these poor redneck motherfuckers voting for Trump? They poor, and they know that Trump is anti-labor, he's anti-union, anti-worker, pro-corporation. Trump's passed multiple legislations and appointed so many anti-labor, anti-union judges and lawmakers, and passed so many things to support big pharma, big corporations, billionaires. He has worked tirelessly to hurt poor people.
But let's look at the economy of Trump versus the economy of Biden. Right now, wages are only now approaching where they were when Trump left office. Gasoline prices have been insane. The U.S. economic confidence is much lower under Biden. And of course, Americans are saving less after the pandemic. It's hard to save money when rent, mortgages, food, and gas prices are astronomical. Americans are also racking up record credit card debt. Thanks, Biden.
The poor redneck motherfuckers busting their ass on bullshit pay every single day in America. The coal miners, the truck drivers, whoever the fuck it may be, doing the hard labor. All you white motherfuckers out there doing that and voting for Trump. And I told my friend today why. MAGA is just a symbolism, a slogan for colonialization. Make America great again, back to a time when we were great white colonizers. Trump is the great white colonizer hope.
Obviously, the British Empire, the Europeans were the biggest colonizers, right? Yet we declared independence from the British and went to war with them for our freedom.
Colonizing, even though it sounds like a funny term, colonizing is what America is, honestly. It's what we did. It's what we've always done. It's who we are. It's our spirit. It's our culture. If you look at how we went around the world as colonizers out of Europe.
Colonizing has been going on for thousands of years. Egypt, China, India, Africa. But let me ask you this, Mr. Liberal Redneck. How many countries has America colonized since 1776? Yeah, we've got our 13 colonies, we got our 50 states, but we have stayed maintained in America since then. He makes it sound like we're trying to take over the world. I hate to break it to you, but Nazi Germany tried to do that. Didn't work out too well for them.
Colonized the whole entire planet and every continent. We enslaved.
The transatlantic slave trade was around for 400 years. It predated the birth of America. Since ancient times, people have been traded as commodities. It is not a white European-centric tradition.
We genocided the natives and the indigenous people. We broke every treaty we ever had with indigenous people just so that we can maintain power and privilege for white folks.
Here's a fun tidbit about the genocide of the Native Americans. Their removal and scalping was condoned by the U.S. government and primarily the Democratic Party. The Indian Removal Act was supported by President Jackson and the Democratic Party. The Indian Removal Act was the precursor to the Trail of Tears, where over 100,000 indigenous people were moved westward and 15,000 of them died along the way. Now, this was not the Indian Relocation Act. This was the Indian Removal Act, heavily endorsed by the Democratic Party. So why aren't we picketing against the Democratic Party for their racism? How could they?
And that's what colonizing is. And Trump is the greatest colonizer we've had in many centuries. And that's why so many white folks, either consciously or unconsciously, are supporting Trump.
Well, is it conscious or unconscious, buddy? Are you just unconsciously supporting the Democratic Party, which supported slavery and the removal of indigenous people from the Americas?
Because Trump wants to give them power. He wants to give them Christian power. Christian nationalism is all about political power. It's about forcing Christianity back into the government and into...
Speaking of the Indian Removal Act, some of the biggest opposers to the act, besides the Native Americans themselves, were Christian missionaries and clergy.
Because Trump wants to give them power. He wants to give them Christian power. Christian nationalism is all about political power. It's about forcing Christianity back into the government and into our laws and creating a theocracy. And there's a plan to do that. Trump's part of that plan, to create a real, genuine theocracy and do away with democracy, where that Christianity will be forced upon you like a fascist dictatorship.
So is it a theocracy or a fascist dictatorship? I don't know if it can be both. You know, with all these celebrity boxing matches, that'd be fun to see. The Pope versus Donald Trump for a theocracy of America.
Where that Christianity will be forced upon you like a fascist dictatorship, but a Christian fascist dictatorship. And really, that's what a lot of white Christians want.
Let's look at what American Christians actually want according to Pew Research. An overwhelming majority of Americans, 83%, say the government should not declare Christianity the official religion of the country. Another 44% of U.S. adults say the government should not declare the U.S. a Christian nation, but should promote Christian values. Also, according to research, 25% of U.S. adults say they've heard of Christian nationalism and have an unfavorable view of it. Christianity is not a white power movement. In the 15th century, Portuguese Jesuits introduced Christianity into sub-Saharan Africa. Yes, Christianity, Catholicism is predominantly white. But Thomas Jefferson said Christianity neither is nor ever was a part of the common law. John Adams said the government of the United States is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. James Madison said religion and government will both exist in greater purity the less they are mixed together. Many of the early settlers who came to America were seeking to escape religious persecution, so why would they create a theocracy? And as much as this redneck would have you believe, America is not all white. We are a melting pot. We are a pluralistic society. In fact, it's projected by 2045 that whites will be the minority race in America.
Christianity has never really been about Jesus. It's been about using Jesus to steal shit. Trump's the biggest fucking criminal we've seen in the presidency. He's all about stealing shit. He stole from every fucking body that ever worked for him. He stole from the American public. He's bamboozled us. He's lied to us. He got people killed during the pandemic. He is a bona fide narcissist criminal.
All right, yeah, just resort to name calling, right? This is what De Niro does. This is what the talking heads do. They call him crazy and narcissist without actually laying out any of his actual agenda.
Bamboozled us. He's lied to us. He got people killed during the pandemic. He is a bona fide narcissist criminal.
Perfect place to talk about our new t-shirt, MILF, Man, I Love Felons. Available now on conservativevibes.com, made in the USA. He is a bona fide narcissist criminal, a psychopath. And so is colonialization. What is he saying? Colonialization? It's colonization. Colonialization.
Colonization.
Colonialization.
Colonization.
Colonization is just simple social, psychological, systemic narcissism.
He's got to resort to the lefties' buzzword, systemic.
And that's who Trump is. So, of course, white people, Christian white people, because colonization is based on two things, right?
Colonization.
Based on Christianity, Christian power, and white power, white nationalism, white supremacy. Those two things we know. Trump.
Okay, I got to show you the first video this guy ever made, confessing that he was a redneck turned saintly liberal.
I'm coming to you here in my truck today. I got a Ford F-150, and I like it.
I got a Ford F-150, and I like it.
Yeah, I'm a redneck. I always have been, but as rednecks reformed, many years I was a racist.
This man is playing the role of a stereotypical redneck that's seen the light. He's seen the wrong in his ways, and now he's becoming a liberal.
I didn't like blacks. They used to call me N-word and whatnot.
Oh, so you were racist. I should definitely listen to what you're going to tell me next.
And now I come a point and realize there's some personal experiences. The white people are racist. Not all of them, but white culture is. Our white country is. Our nation is. Our American culture is full of white supremacy. And we live in a white supremacist culture that caters to white people. Everything from the media to education to art to culture to politics is whitewashed.
Where did his accent go? He said he had a Ford F-150. Now he's like, oh, from the white supremacist to politics. You're slipping, buddy.
And the white man thinks, well, Trump will help me keep my white privilege, will help me maintain white supremacy and keep my place in society. And I won't be threatened by brown and black folks. Trump's going to protect me. Well, guess what? It will be that love of white supremacy that destroys America and takes away all your democracy, liberty, and freedom.
Okay, that's about as much as I can take of that. If we look through this guy's channel, My Fat Story, Dear Don Diablo Trump, this guy looks like he's living large, literally. You know, every video's from a car with leather seats. Looks like he's living the American dream and enjoying the prosperity that this great nation has benefited him.
White nationalism, white supremacy, those two things we know. Trump is he's a bona fide racist. Everybody knows that. He's anti-black, anti-brown. He wants to stop black and brown folks, stop Muslims.
I love it when lefties just throw out these unfounded claims. He's just racist. Everybody knows that. Why don't you like Trump? What policy do you not like? Well, he's just racist. He doesn't like women. He put on a travel ban that included North Korea that the lefties coined the Muslim ban. Notice the left put the racist connotation on the ban. The left is trying to display Trump as something he's not.
So, I mean, he is the ultimate colonizer.
Okay, in what way is he a colonizer? Is it MAGA? Is it the Make America Great Again? Colonizing is the subjugation of the indigenous people. Maybe it could be argued that we're forcing democracy when we displaced Saddam Hussein, when we went out to Iraq. But there's just absolutely zero argument here about why Trump is a colonizer.
And that is what many white people are about. That is our culture.
No.
That is our spirit
Nope.
here in America. And much around the world as white folks. We are colonizers, people.
So, you know, I'm posting this in July. We just had the 4th of July. American nationalism, not white nationalism. I saw all colors of people sporting American flags, enjoying American freedoms. I've been to New York. I've been to California. I've been to different states where there are many different looking people. And being American is what bonds us, not being a certain color. Colonization, conquest is just part of world history. Look at South America. In Brazil, they speak Portuguese. In Mexico, they speak Spanish. They're the reason why you talk like this. And not like this, you bloody wanker. Yes, America was colonized. A lot of the colonization happened through legitimate purchases from the French and the Spaniards. Yes, the U.S. did break treaties, took advantage of the fact that the indigenous people didn't really understand land possession, but they homogenized the areas that they conquered. They created education, infrastructure, government.
We are colonizers, people. That's what we do best. Or privilege. That's who we are. And that's why these poor, ignorant, redneck motherfuckers, the Christians of the world, the humble working class people of the world, and of course the rich, support Trump. Make America great again. Make America a bunch of inhumane colonizers again. So here's my final thought. For all you motherfuckers voting for the devil.
I like how this guy mocks Christians and then openly compares Trump to the devil.
For Diablo himself. For voting for the Antichrist, Trump. Here's my final point. At what cost are you voting for this monster, this con man, this criminal?
Name calling. Love it. Really making your point here.
This malignant narcissist psychopath. At what cost? You fuck yourself in the ass.
Whoa! So he calls him a psychopath, which is, you know, degrading to people with mental health issues. And then he's telling people that they can F themselves in the ass. That's homophobic.
You're anti-justice, anti-social justice, anti-economic justice, anti-racial justice.
Anti-racial justice. So he's just basically calling Trump supporters racists at this point?
You're against your brothers and sisters because they're not white, because they're not straight, and because they're not Christian. You're against poor folks. You're against basic humanity.
You know, Trump has already done 4 years, And they make it sound like if he gets reelected, the world will come to an end. You're electing the devil, the Antichrist. We've had 4 years of Trump in office, and it was pretty damn great.
You're against everything that is right, fair, and just. You're against democracy. You're for theocracy. You're for white supremacy. These are the things that you are for when you vote for Trump. These are facts.
You heard it here first, folks. Trump is literally the devil, the Antichrist, and that's just a fact.
You know goddamn well, and the only thing that's making you vote for him is your personal greed. That personal thing that wants you to fight for white power, that wants you to fight for white nationalism.
Okay, so only white supremacists vote for Trump? How does that explain how Trump is beating Biden in the Latino vote in recent polls?
Christian white nationalism. That's greed, folks. A vote for Trump is a vote for unadulterated greed.
Yeah, I'm greedy. I want to be able to afford food, gas, bills, a mortgage. I want to be able to raise a family in America. God, I'm so greedy.
You are a colonizer, and you are voting for legit colonizer. Not only colonizer, an anti-American colonizer. You want
an anti-American colonizer? An anti-American colonizer? You just said America's the greatest colonizers. It's in our DNA.
To integrate church and state. You don't believe in the principles that our founding fathers built our nation on.
No.
The separation of church and state. Nope. You want them to work together.
No.
You're a sick, twisted individual. No humanity and no concern for our country. Don't ever call yourself a patriot if you vote for that piece of shit.
The left just loves these left knights, the rednecks who have seen the errors of their ways and have come to the light side. Well, I'm white and I love America. I'm a Christian and I love Trump. If you feel the same way, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Conservative Vibes, and I'll see you next time.